Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yes.
Okay.
Action.
Great. Sunday class. What did you guys think? I mean, Dikko,
Yes.
first class in our studio too.
Yes.
That's a big one.
It is. And it was not an easy class. It was good. It was really good. It's just brings you face to face with your own limitations.
Yeah.
Flexibility and, balance. Flexibility and balance. Yeah.
So, the story about your first time taking one of Jackie's classes, even before we opened the studio.
Yeah, it's embarrassing. I don't know if I want to share that with everyone. But here goes. Jackie says, you should come to yoga, and you know how Jackie talks. She makes it sound very relaxing and inviting. Like, come to yoga, you'll enjoy it. It's not going to be hard, So I thought it's just yoga. I've never been to yoga before. So I woke up on a Sunday morning, no breakfast, brushed my teeth, of course. I'm like, all right, I'm just going to go stretch with the girls. It's not going to be hard. It's just yoga. I didn't even bring water, no towels, nothing. I showed up to stretch. I thought it was just a stretchy class. And yeah, it was not a stretchy class. It was very... It was a lot more difficult than I expected.
Yeah.
Probably because of the mindset. I just wasn't expecting it to be as much of a workout as it turned out to be. And I wasn't going to quit because 10 minutes into it, I realized I wasn't going to make it. But at that point, a few people there I knew, so ego set in. I'm like, I'm not going to leave there and people would say, Dikko quit. So I had to go over to the end. And I walked out with my hands shaking and I had to go eat immediately. But I'm back, so yeah.
We're glad that you're back.
Yeah.
You should try it.
What do you think, now that you have something to compare to? It's been a little bit of a break between that very first class and this class.
Yeah.
I think for most people that are regular to Jackie's classes, kind of just feel like, it's a Jackie class.
Yeah.
But what's your take? Because now that there's been so much time in between.
Well, now that there's time in between, it's a mental reset, so I know what to expect.
Okay.
So I know it's a bit of a workout because it's hot yoga. So right off the bat, you're sweating. I mean, some people who are watching this already know what hot yoga is. So yeah. I sound like an idiot, but I didn't when I started, But now I also know what it is, and I'm part of the cool kids now. So it's I come in expecting to work, and I get some work out of it. I sweat a lot more than I think I should because it's hot and I just sweat a lot. But yeah, it's a good deal.
Nice. You also gave Cody a shout out today in class?
Yeah, so Cody comes pretty much every Sunday, so he's a Sunday regular. And, months ago, I caught wind that Cody loves pistol squats.
Thank you.
Yeah. Somebody, I'm not sure who. So almost every time Cody would come to class, we would have pistol squats into the flow. We hadn't done it in a while, so I was thinking when I was creating today's flow, if Cody comes, that's what we're doing today. So I called it the Filmin Special.
Yeah.
Named after
There you go, buddy. There you go.
Thank you so much for all the pain.
After class, when everybody left, Cody actually, when I said, hey, look, you got a shout out today, he showed us his actual pistol squat. It was nice.
There you go.
Very nice.
I did.
What do you think about today's class compared to last week? Because I think today we did a little bit more balancing also, right? So what's your thoughts compared to this class and last week?
Both classes were tough and both of them were a lot of fun, but this one definitely had a lot more focus on the balancing, and that's not something that I'm particularly very good at yet. So there were many times where I was trying to regather myself in order to not fall into the garage door and things like that, but it was a lot of fun trying to learn it, and then as we kept going through it, I got a little bit closer and a little bit closer every time, so it was nice to have like a little bit of progression.
Yeah.
Even though it was never nearly as smooth as when Jackie does it, obviously.
That's hard for a lot of us, right?
Yeah, it makes us feel like losers. Thanks, Jackie.
You guys did really good. So, I mean, basically, one of the challenges I think with balancing is the longer your limbs are, the harder it is, I think, when you start to extend a leg or an arm or something like that. Mm-hmm. So, I prefaced today's class by saying, like, hey, if you got a chance to listen to what we had to say last episode about some tips on how to balance in standing postures, that, maybe you could practice that today while we did some balancing during the flow. So, I talked to a couple of people after class, and they said that they were able to try it to regain some balance, and that it was helpful for them. So hopefully, some people have gotten something out of that.
I thought it was helpful after our talk about last week's class. So I really tried to engage my core more, squeeze the glutes, and kind of bring my legs together and hold before lifting up off that one leg. Mm-hmm. That doesn't mean that I was able to do everything, but my feet weren't cramping like last week, where I was kind of just using my toes and on my feet and just gripping onto that mat just to stop from falling over. Right. I was still off balance, and it was still a very big challenge today, but my feet just didn't cramp like last week. So I thought it was, it was a step forward, it was progress. So I think that was really good. I think it was nice that you shared that in the beginning of class for people to kind of just make sure that they're conscious about it. What else you got? What other challenges were you throwing in class for us today that you thought about last night and throughout the week when you were formulating the class?
Aside from balancing postures, I worked in a lot of twists today, which I'm sure you guys noticed. I think twists help a lot with just kind of increasing the blood circulation, because you're restricting and then you let go, right? Once you open up and the blood kind of rushes back in. It's a really good feeling, I think, in the body to kind of do that. And I feel like every day I always look to do a twist at least once a day.
Yeah.
And it just feels really good. So, hopefully people enjoy that and they feel a little bit more open. Because you're restricting movement and then you're opening back up. So hopefully you can get a little bit more space and room when you move. So.
I mean, those twists at the same time with the balance was hard.
It's tricky.
That was tricky.
It can be.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
What did you guys find was the most challenging part of class today?
Pistol squats.
The pistol squat?
I don't have the balance for that.
Yeah.
I do not. For the
filming special.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
That one's my fault.
Yeah, that was hard.
I just thought just going all those transitions on that one leg again was just, it was really difficult for me. I felt better about it, a little bit stronger, but it was just still very difficult, just staying balanced. But, how about you?
Mine was the same. All of the transitions were the difficult part for me.
Oh, I was like, where are you?
I could do the
Hey guys,
the pistol squats a little bit, but the transitions were just.
Sorry, come on in.
Yeah, join the party.
Yeah. Hitting all those transitions was difficult, though.
The transitions?
Yeah.
That was a lot, I think, right?
Yeah.
There was a lot more transitions today than
So the other piece about formulating this flow was the beauty in the transitions between, right? We took a little more time in between to transition, because it's easy to cheat sometimes if you want to rush through it and just throw your foot back there instead of floating the foot, floating the leg, and intentionally stepping the foot down, that kind of thing. So building the muscle to squeeze in nice and tight, and then extending the leg, letting it float for a second, and then lowering the foot makes it a little more purposeful, and you're really engaging to hold that. And then as you move through it and you move a little faster through the flow, then your body kind of remembers, and it's a little easier, you know what I mean, to transition in between. But sometimes, just like life, the beauty of things are in that transitional state of life. It's not, that's where you learn the most, I think. So That
Very
was
true.
the other piece of how I created the flow.
Yeah. What one tip? Did you watch the class? Did you get a chance to watch, or did you demo most of the class today?
No, I got a chance to watch today.
Okay. So what's a tip that you would give, like, to all of us, or even like individually, if there's something that you think could improve our practice for the next week, for next Sunday?
Well, since we were talking about the transitions, I'd say, try to slow it down and like work the transition a little bit and not be in such a hurry. I was watching like Cody, for instance, and he's gotten the hang of it because he comes Sunday pretty regularly. So, Cody's, speed in his transition is pretty good. Like he takes his time, makes sure that he's stable before he does that. And, Dikko, he hung in there. To be fair, it was his first Sunday class, class at rollout, so I appreciate you coming. And I think Dikko was partly in survival mode today. But he did really, really great.
Good job, Dikko.
Yeah, but in general, I think for everyone, I saw a lot of progress throughout, because I really tried to build before we got to the very end to make sure that people kind of understood where we were going. So that little bit of repetitive movement within the flow to help them, build the muscle memory there was helpful. But, I think a lot of people are in a hurry. Let me get to the next one because now I know where I'm going. But just kind of slow down and appreciate where you're at for just a second,
I like that. What do you guys think about slowing it down?
I liked it a lot. Like I said, or like she said, whenever we built onto it. At first, I was probably rushing because I was trying to learn the movements, but since we got to do them more repetitively, by the end, I felt like I was doing the transitions more smoothly and slowly rather than trying to just get through them. And then I felt a lot of muscle engagement, and it felt really good to do those transitions. So
yeah, I think there's something that's actually a little more challenging and more difficult when you slow it down.
Yeah.
Like when we transition and you're going in a faster pace, you're kind of just moving. It's like you were saying, like once we slowed down, like our muscles were engaging a lot more. I think you kind of feel the burn when you slow it down a bit. Even when you have us do from a plank to knees to elbow, and you're asking us to hold it there, it's a lot harder than just touching your elbow and then going back to full plank, right? So
that's where I saw a lot of the rush was once the knee went to touch the elbow, they immediately wanted to open back up, but you want to squeeze in and hold it and engage, get nice and tight. And that eventually helps people understand how to step that foot forward for a runner's lunge or a high crescent lunge or something like that, because you're really hugging in to make space for it.
Yeah. Well, guys, got any other last comments? Anything you want to say to Jackie after today's class or anything like that?
I'll be back.
I like it. Awesome.
I'll be back.
Thanks for coming out.
Mm-hmm. All right. Thanks for hanging out and hopping on the podcast with us. Appreciate it, guys.
Yeah.
Good class.